Hey there, Hobby Warriors. It's Bernard with JTS Wargaming, and today I am going to make my first contribution to the Warhammer rumor mill. So, today on Warhammer Community, the Warhammer Community team dropped an article that contained two videos. The first video was the Cathay trailer for the Total War Warhammer 3 video game. And now I know, this being a wargaming channel, I don't normally cover video games. It'll be very, very rare. However, the second video that they dropped had a very interesting tidbit that I believe is a leak that Games Workshop may have not intended to drop in regards to Warhammer The Old World, which for anyone who's new to the Games Workshop hobby, Warhammer The Old World is their reboot of Warhammer Fantasy, and based on all of the reveals that they've done thus far, it kind of seems like they're going to initially focus around Kislev, which in the lore was a faction that was sort of always present, but in the old Warhammer Fantasy game, they did not have very many miniatures for those armies. And it also looks like hidden in this release post that we may also see Grand Cathay as a playable faction in Warhammer The Old World. And now I'm going to play the section of the design video where I think that they incidentally hint at this, and then I'll give you my thoughts afterwards.
We got together as a team. So the first thing is we sit in a room, we discuss what is Cathay. This is a new design, a new army. Where do we start? We start from the ground up. Okay, let's get a bit of history. So our rules writers will join in. We'll come up with history. We'll play with ideas. We'll also.
Okay, I'm going to stop him right there. The key thing that he said. Now, bear in mind, this is for a video game. So why on earth is the Warhammer rules team involved in this design discussion? If anything, this would very much so be maybe some of the, the artists, maybe some of, the graphic designers working with the video game studio to go ahead and create new assets for the video game so that they could use. Why would specifically the rules team be involved in those discussions? And now what I personally am reading into that is that the rules team is probably working on adding this faction into Warhammer The Old World for their upcoming release that, is sometime in the future. We don't know exactly when that's going to drop. And they wanted everything that's going to be portrayed in this game to be cohesive with how that army is going to look on the tabletop when this new reboot eventually comes out. Now, I don't think that we're going to see Cathay in Age of Sigmar. It's possible, you know what I mean? Anything technically is possible, and if GW was smart, they would find some sort of a way to, if you're going to make new miniatures for one game, why not make new miniatures that you can use in two games? So they could potentially add a Cathay-like faction to Age of Sigmar. I don't think it'll be exactly one-to-one, but I definitely think that this was something that was missed in editing, and it strongly hints that when Warhammer The Old World comes around, we are going to have a Grand Cathay army. And in case you haven't looked through here, Cathay is obviously inspired by ancient China. So you have giant terracotta warrior golems, you have pikemen in very traditional Chinese armor, you have sort of combat effective peasantry, and also notice, now I didn't notice this before when I was thinking up how I wanted to present this video, but these images are actually tagged Warhammer The Old World. And there is no reason for them to be working on art assets for the Old World for armies that aren't going to be in the game. So that's another very, very strong correlation that, we're going to see Cathay in the new game when it comes out. But I highly encourage you guys, go ahead and check out this post, check out the trailer. The army is going to be amazing. They have these sort of Chinese-inspired dragons who, they're technically the rulers of the city, and even though they're old, they're ancient, they're powerful, they're not gods, and they actually live amongst their people. They can kind of shapeshift between their dragon form and a human form. So, who knows what that'll end up being like on the tabletop? Is it going to be something sort of like Marathi in Age of Sigmar, where she has, two models, her, giant snake god form, and then her, more elven-like, miniature? Are we going to have something like that, or are they just going to be dragons? If they make a Cathay army and we can't field like these celestial dragons, I'm gonna be so heartbroken. But all of this beautiful artwork, if you watch the trailer, they actually have these giant airships that almost look like giant versions of Chinese paper lanterns. So they turn those into giant airships, which look awesome. There's a shot of, one of the giant terracotta warriors here. In the trailer, they had infantry that had these sort of like lightning guns. They almost look like small man-portable cannons. Lots of thunder-based, magic and everything. So yeah. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you guys agree with my analysis that, this was an unintentional leak? Do you think that, Cathay is coming in the Warhammer The Old World? Are you guys as excited as I am? Let me know down in the comments. Give us a like and a subscribe if you like the content. And I will see you in the next video. Slay the Grey, Hobby Warriors.